Within 2 years, he said, you will not recognize the United States of America. But again, this one is devastating. And he will do it. These people will bring this to pass, believe me.
They're not kidding.
They're not kidding. They have their time frame in line already. You will be so poor, you will not be able to rebel against the elite within 2 years. And this was his statement. Again, you must take action immediately. He let me know that there's no way in this world that you're going to be able to do anything unless you do it immediately. The total devaluation and destruction of the dollar will gradually take place over 2 years. Inflation. He said inflation, likewise, will escalate over a period of 2 years, and it will be so gradual that it'll be like the frog boiling in the pot. You won't realize what's happened to you until you're paying double and triple for everything at the grocery store and at the hardware store. $50 to $7 a barrel. So that means you're going to continue paying for approximately the next 2 years what you're paying at the gas pump right now. Then, oh my goodness, listen to this one carefully. Gold and silver are the only things you can rely on. Why? I asked him this. I said, why? He said, that's our money. Have you ever thought about gold and silver and why the elite use that? They don't use paper. Paper is worthless to them. Now, I wish I didn't need to make this next statement. But I have to in light of all the things he told me. The elite are laughing at you gullible, stupid Americans. I wish I could say it kindly. I'd like to put it in a little better words, but I don't know how to do it. You have 2 years, and that's it. The elite feel they have it made. They don't feel that there's anything that they have to worry about. They have accomplished everything to this point that they wanted to accomplish, and they feel that they will do everything else that they have to do, and that they have accomplished it to the point that Americans have fallen in line in such a manner that they have no concerns whatsoever about these few little marches that you're having around the country. The Americans haven't done enough to show the elite that they mean business. This man used the expression, the devil's Messiah. Now, the first time I used that to you on the phone here a few days ago, you were kind of startled, and I noticed you hesitated for a moment or two. I asked this man after he used this expression, I said, are you saying to me that you have done something to America's God? Now, let me try to explain if I can. I have here in my hand the original Webster's Dictionary. It wasn't written for the purpose of our modern-day Webster's dictionaries. This one was written in 1828, and this is an exact facsimile of Webster's original dictionary reprint. And it states right in the front that the reason that Noah Webster wrote this book was he wrote a dictionary not for the purpose of the modern-day public school or the college using it. He wrote it for the purpose of preserving the meaning of the words at that time in history so that the Bible would always have the same meaning. He states it right here in the beginning. He wrote it for the purpose of maintaining the
King James Bible.
The King James Bible. Now, you take all those other versions and perversions, excuse me, but the elite did all this. They knew what they were doing all the time. But Webster said that he wrote this dictionary for the purpose of maintaining the meaning of the original scriptures so that the Bible would always have the same meaning. Here's the second proof, right here. This is the first textbook that was ever used in the first school in the United States of America, and many of you will recognize it. It's called McGuffey's Reader. It was the first. And the reason that McGuffey wrote this textbook for our schools was in order... Now, why was the first school in America ever established? It was not established for the reason that schools exist today. The first schools ever established in America were established for the purpose of teaching people how to read so that they could read the Bible.
The King James Bible.
The King James Bible.
Wow.
And Pilgrim's Progress,
Yes.
which is the second most popular book during that period of time and
That's
had
right.
been for many, many
For
years.
three or
since
400
Bunyan
years.
wrote it.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. And the reason for the first school was to teach people how to read so they could read the Scriptures. And now we've taken them out of the school. Now we've taken prayer out of the school. Now they want to delete the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag because it's God in God we trust. Let me read you just a page from McGuffey's Reader. Oh my God, do not allow me to sin. Help me to do as I am told. Isn't that amazing? Oh, children, don't believe your parents anymore. They haven't got any sense.
Yeah.
Believe your school teacher and your principal. And by all means, listen to what the president has to say when he has a speech to all the school children of the nation. Yeah. Let me do unto others as I would have them do unto me. Our God can see all we do. This is the first reading book in our first school. Can you imagine this being used as a textbook in the schools of America today? God has an ear to all we say. Let all I do be fit for His eyes. God can see all. Who can see God? Not me. Do not sin, for God can see you. First textbook of the American school for the purpose of teaching children how to... They had to remove the God on which the founding fathers of America wrote the basis for the Constitution, and the only way that they could pervert America and bring it under the control of the elite was to remove God from our public life. 29 have been accused of spousal abuse. 7 have been arrested for fraud. 19 have been accused of writing bad checks. 117 have directly or indirectly bankrupted at least 2 businesses.
Wow.
3 have done time for assault. 71 cannot get a credit card due to bad credit. 14 have been arrested on drug-related charges. 8 have been arrested for shoplifting. 21 are currently defendants in lawsuits. 84 have been arrested for drunk driving in the last year. Would you like to work for a company like that?
I don't think so, no.
It is the United States Congress.
I thought you'd say that.
535 members, and it's time that we clean house. Within 2 years' time, it's all over. According to their timetable, if they meet their timetable, we've got 2 years, or we will have signed the warrant of slavery for our children and our grandchildren and our great-great-grandchildren, and they know they have it made, they think they have it in the bag, and they believe that they've been able to remove the morals and the God and the principles of life that have made America great to the point that they now can fulfill that total control program. He said, why is it that gold and silver is so different? He said, because that's our currency. They don't pay any attention to paper. The elite don't use this. They've got better sense. And the elite are sitting back laughing at the stupid, dumb American for being willing to let them have your money, and they gave you a piece of paper in exchange. And they own the gold and the silver, and they don't tax what is theirs. And I asked this man, I said, no tax, no records, no nothing on gold and silver? He said, no. He said, that's our currency. The gold and silver, they know where the value is. They've given you paper. They've taken away your dime, your quarter, your half dollar. They've even taken away the copper in your penny. You have a mortgaged house. You have a $9 trillion national debt. You have a credit card, and you've got debt, and that's what they've given you. And they've got the gold and the silver while they laugh at you and have a timeline set of 2.5 years with a job just over broke. He said to me, he said, well, Chaplain, do you know who is buying the T-bills now within the past 6 months or a year? I said, you tell me. I know, but you go ahead, you tell me. He said the Federal Reserve is buying them in order to make it look as though the national debt is being paid. But he said, Chaplain, mark my word. And these are exactly what he said. He said, Chaplain, mark my words, that cannot continue because the Federal Reserve, even they, do not have enough to continue fooling the world into believing that the T-bills are worth anything. The name of the game is control.